guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make the matching top for our ruffle skirt. We already have a tutorial for the ruffle skirt, and today we're going to learn how to make a matching top for it. It is an inspiration from Crochet. Let's jump into the video. Guys, look at the background of my office. I've already started putting up some of the yarns. So let's jump into the video and learn how to make this beautiful top. So for this tutorial, you will need yarn. I'm using the same exact yarn I used for the skirt, and that is marriner double knit yarn. You need one ball of yarn and then a measuring tape. You also need a 4mm crochet hook, a darning needle, and a pair of scissors to cut off your loose ends. And let's jump right in. You're going to get your hook and your yarn, and you're going to make a slip knot. This is how I make my slip knot. Yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through, and then I let go of the tail. So you're going to make a chain that is 4 inches less than your bust measurement. For me, I'm considering a measurement of 34 inches, which is about small to medium size, because that's the size of my client. And I'm going to make a total of 90 chains. That's the same exact number that I made for the top that you have just seen at the beginning of the video. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and continue to do this until you have the desired number of chains, the required number of chains that you need to get your bust measurement less by 4 or 5 inches. 4 to 5 inches is just enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have my 90 chains, and you're going to, when you get your desired number of chains, you're going to make a chain of 2 more, and then go into the 3rd chain from the hook. So 1, 2, and into the 3rd, you're going to place 1 double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So a double crochet is yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And you're going to repeat this all the way across, placing 1 double crochet in each and every chain across your row. And I'll meet you back at the end of row 1. So for this tutorial, we are going to first form the bandeau shape of the top, and then later on we are going to learn how to make the downer side of the top that has that mesh design. Alright guys, so I'm coming to the end of row 1, and I'm placing my very last double crochet into the very final chain, and this is what you should have. Now we're going on to row 2. For row 2, you're going to make a chain of 2, which doesn't count as a stitch. Turn your work. Alright, so after turning your work, you're going to go into the very first stitch, which is this one, the one that's attached to the chain 2, since the chain 2 didn't count as a stitch. So we're going into the very first stitch with 1 double crochet, and then we're going to continue to double crochet in each and every stitch across. So just 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way across, and I'll meet you back at the end of the row. So we're coming to the end of row 2, and our very last stitch will be placed in the very last double crochet of the row. Make sure you don't place a double crochet in the chain 2 because it doesn't count as a stitch. So this is what we have. And we're going to keep repeating row 2 until we have enough thickness for our top to create coverage for our bust. So I'm going to just keep repeating row 2 and I'll let you know how many rows that I'll be doing for a size small to medium, and also what to do for the bigger sizes. I have a total of 12 rows and I intend to do a total of 13, so that means I have one more row to go. So let me do that real quick. Chain 2, turn your work. The chain 2 doesn't count as a double crochet, and then you're going to start from the very first stitch, placing 1 double crochet into each and every stitch all the way across. So this is going to be a first one, and then I'll meet you back at the end of the 13th row. Okay guys, so I am done with my 13th row, and let me get my measuring tape so that we can take this measurement and then proceed on to do the loops for the strap up at the back of the top. The length of the top is about 6 inches, as you can see here. Approximately 6 inches, and that's what I needed. If you're doing for different sizes, just work in increments of 2 rows for each and every size. So if this is a small to medium, then that means for large you're going to do a total of 15 rows, then 17 rows for the bigger size, 19 rows for the next, like that, so that you can achieve a bigger coverage for your bandeau top, because at this level it's on the bandeau level. Now we are going to work on the side of the top, the side of the rows. So you're going to make a chain of 1 and then place 2 single crochets into each and every row. So since I had a total of 13 rows, I should be having a total of 26 single crochets, since I'm placing 2 single crochets in each and every row. And 13 times 2 is 26. This single crochet row is supposed to create some sort of base where we're going to create our loops at the back of the top. All right, so I have made 26 single crochets all the way across the side of the top. This is what my work looks like. So I think I'm actually not going to create the loops, because at this point we have already created loops on this side. So that's where I'm going to stop, and I'm going to just go all the way at the base of my top, all the way across, placing 1 single crochet in each and every space after a stitch. So I'll chain 1 and go into the very first space with 1 single crochet, and then single crochet into the next space, then in between the double crochets, single crochet. So just go in between the stitches, placing 1 single crochet to create a very neat edge for your top. And this will be the bottom side of the top. You can see the difference between this, what we have on this side, and this side that we've worked a single crochet stitch. This looks much neater than what we have here. So just go all the way across. So this is what we have after placing a single crochet row all the way across the base of our top, or the top of our top, because any side can be either the top or the bottom, because both sides are going to look the same. So you're going to turn your work onto the side, and we're going to do the same exact thing that we did for the previous side of the top. And you're going to make a chain of 1 and place 2 single crochets into each and every row. and you should be having the same exact number of stitches as you had for the opposite side. So 2 single crochets into each and every row. And you can see how the loops are already automatically being created. And we shall consider the big loops. You can see after the row that has a small loop created, we have a big loop. So we have this, this, and those are the ones that we shall be considering to lace up our top at the back. So I'm on my very last row, and I've placed 2 single crochets in the last row, and this is what we have. So on this side we have this, and on this side we have this. So turn your work onto this side, the very last side of the top, because we've already worked this side with single crochet. We've worked this side with single crochet and this side. So now we're going to work this very final side of the top. So you're going to make a chain of 1 and go into the very first space with 1 single crochet, and then single crochet in between the stitches. After 1 stitch, just place a single crochet all the way across until you get to that very first single crochet that we made on the side, which is here. So go all the way across until you get to this point. Now meet you back at that point and show you what to do next. So you can see what we are creating right now. A very tight edge for our top and something very neat. All right, so I'm placing my very last single crochet into the last space here. And this is what we have. And we're going to go into the very first single crochet, because this is supposed to be around. The fact that we've worked all the way around the top, then this is the very final round of the top. So you're going to insert your hook and pull through all, and that will form a slip stitch. Then from here you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn, leaving a tail behind. So you're going to fasten off, and this is exactly what we have. So the side where you've worked your single crochet round is the right side of your top. All right, so we're going to work on the bottom part of the top, and for that you're going to start off with a slip knot, and you're going to make a chain of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So once you have your 9 chains, you're going to go into the very first chain that you made with a treble crochet. So you yarn over twice, and then insert your hook into the very first chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. So that's a treble crochet. This design is worked from tip, spreading outwards, like becoming wider at the top. So this will be the base of the top, the very base of the top, and this is going to grow into a triangular shape. So we're going to make a chain of 7. This is row 2. After your chain of 7, you're going to turn your work. Prepare for a treble crochet by yarning over twice. Insert your hook into the very first stitch, which is this one. Pull up a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook. yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and when you have 2 loops left on your hook, you're going to yarn over twice again, and then skip over 1, 2, 3 chains, and into the 4th, you're going to insert your hook, pull up a loop. You'll have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 3 loops on your hook. So this is what your work will look like. What we just did was making 2 treble crochets together. So this one and this one have been joined into 1 stitch. And then you're going to make a chain of 3. Prepare for a treble crochet by yarning over twice, and then going into the same exact chain that has the previous stitch. So insert your hook into that chain, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. So you can see the triangular shape starting to form. All right, so for row 3, you're going to start off with a chain of 7, just like we did for the previous row. Turn your work, prepare for a treble crochet by yarning over twice, go into the very first stitch, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then before you finish it up with the last yarn over, pull through, you're going to yarn over twice, and then go into the next stitch, which should be this one. Go into that space, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you have 3 loops left on your hook, yarn over, pull through all. And that way we have created 2 treble crochets together. Then from here, you're going to make a chain of 3, yarn over twice, go into the same stitch, which is this one, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. When you have 2 loops left on your hook, yarn over twice, skip over 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, you're going to insert your hook, pull up a loop. You have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all the 3. Just like that. So when you don't see a triangular shape, that means there's something still missing. So let's go ahead and make a chain of 3. Once you do your two treble crochets together, you make a chain of 3 after. Just like we have here, 2 treble crochets together, and then a chain of 3, 2 treble crochets together, and then a chain of 3. Then yarn over twice, go into the same exact stitch or chain, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. So this has created our triangular shape that we are looking for. It should be a perfect triangle. So we're just going to keep repeating this while building up our triangular motif until we get the length of the lower motif that we want. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Turn your work. I'll demonstrate this one more time for the people who didn't get it right. So make a chain of 7, treble crochet into the very first stitch, but don't finish the treble crochet. Yarn over twice, and then go into the next stitch. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, let's do that again. Yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all the 3. That's 2 treble crochets together, this one, and then make a chain of 3. Yarn over twice, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. You're left with 2 loops on your hook, and it's time to do the second treble crochet. So you're going to go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all, just like here, just like we have here. And then you're going to make a chain of 3, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and don't finish. So yarn over twice, skip over 3 chains and into the 4th, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all. And something is still missing because this is not a triangular shape. You can see this side is not yet complete. And then you're going to make a chain of 3, yarn over twice, and into the same exact chain which has the previous stitch, you're going to place a treble crochet and finish it up this time. So this is what we are going to have. For my actual top, I made a total of 10 rows of this design. As you can see here, we're still building, and at this point we are somewhere around here. That's where we are. So keep building, repeating the same exact process until you have a total of 10 rows, or however long you want this particular shape to be, and then I'll meet you back to show you what to do next. And yeah, I'll be demonstrating how to assemble each and everything. So we're going to turn it, flip it over to the wrong side, and then fold over your work like this. So remember the number of inches that we excluded while we were making the starting chain. Let me get my measuring tape, sorry. Remember the inches that we subtracted. So you're going to take your final measurement. Let me say right now, when I stretch it, it goes to about 30. And you don't want to overstretch it, but it goes to about 30. So that means I excluded the 4 inches from this top while I was beginning. So I hope you still remember that. So you're going to fold over your work like this. Put it on the wrong side, fold it over like this. And then you're going to bring back the 4 inches. Let me say like this. Make sure the gap between the 2 ends of the top, as you can see here, is the number that you excluded when you were starting your top. So I have my 4 inches here. Make sure if it's if the inches are more, just make sure you space out your work, but bring it like this and make sure it's balanced. And I have my 4 inches there. Now I'm going to turn my work onto the right side like this, and then I'm going to introduce my mesh pattern. So you're going to decide whether you want to place it on the right side or the wrong side, or the left side, sorry, the right side or the left side of the top. And for me, I'll place it on the right side, because if I wear this top, then this side is going to be the right side of the top. So something like this. Make sure this corner is attached to the very end corner of this top, like this. And then you're going to get your darning needle. I don't know where mine is, but I'll use this one. I was actually looking for the pink one, but I think it's not anywhere near here. So I'll be using this metallic one. You're going to get your darning needle and you're going to thread the tail that you left on the mesh pattern. So I'm going to just flip it over like this so that I start from the corner. So the very first stitch here, we're going to consider chains on this pattern, and then we consider stitches on this pattern. So you just attach into the corner stitch like this. I usually like to attach 2 times for my very first stitch. Then go into the next stitch and attach onto the next stitch of the top. And that's all that we are going to do. Just align your work very well and make sure you don't miss any stitch or any chain. Okay. Seems like the stitches on the top are way more than the stitches on these stitches here on this pattern are more than the stitches up here. So instead of attaching three chains onto the top, I'll be attaching only 2, and then I exclude 1 stitch on this side. But I'm not going to unravel what I already have. Good thing I've already noticed it. I've noticed it early enough. So 2 stitches and then the main stitch onto the top. 2 stitches of this chain 3, and then the main stitch. Just like that, all the way across. So when you come to the very last one, you're going to attach all the 3 chains. 1, 2, this is the 3rd, and then even the 4th, because that would have been the main chain, the main stitch. And for the last one, I'll attach 2 times just to secure it. And this is what we have, guys. Oh my God. This is so beautiful. So after this, you're going to turn your work onto the wrong side and weave in this tail. You can weave it into the main body of the top just to secure it. And you don't have to worry about unraveling. Just like that. And then you're going to cut your yarn. You're going to go ahead and weave in all these tails before we go on to the next step, which is supposed to be to create a strap for our back side of the top. So make sure you turn your work onto the wrong side, and that's where we weave in our loose ends. Okay, so you're going to grab your yarn and make a long chain of about 100 to 120 chains. So insert your hook, make a slip knot, and make a normal chain, yarn over, pull through. So I ended up doing a total of 200 chains, and I'm going to lace it up into our top. So just grab your crochet hook and start from the base. Go into the very first row and the first row on this side, pull through, and make sure the length is balanced on both ends. Then you're going to skip 1 row and then lace up the next row. So this is going to be totally optional. You can skip every other row, or you can go into each and every row, or you can skip 2 rows in between. So for me, I'll skip one row, and I don't know if the strap is going to be enough for me. Of course, if you're not going to skip many rows, then your strap should be way longer than 200, because that means you need a very long strand to lace up the back. Because I'm seeing the 200 is not even enough for me. But we shall make it work. One more row left. So I'm lacing up the very final row. I'm just counting on the fact that this top is going to be stretched out, but I think I'm going to do another strap definitely. I'm going to give her a chain of 300 to lace up at the back of the top so that she can have excess to play around with. So this is exactly what we have, and from here you're going to make a knot, and you can see this is the back side of the top, and then when we turn it to the right side, this is exactly what we have. And for those who haven't yet checked out the skirt tutorial, we already have the matching skirt tutorial on the channel, and you can check the link in the description box below. So this is a ruffle skirt paired with a matching bandeau top with a mesh detail at the base. So that's basically it for today's video. If you enjoyed this tutorial or enjoyed both tutorials, or you're going to give these two tutorials a try, make sure you give the videos a thumbs up and share with your crochet community. Thanks for watching. Bye.